Manchester United complete the signings, the double signings of the Bayern Munich pair, De Ligt and Mazraoui. They both become Manchester United players. Patience paid off in the end. Paid off in the end as United were able to seal the deals and get them over the line for a combined 60 million euros, around 50 million pounds for the two. To give you the details on those deals, I'm just going to get it up now in front of me. I did have it up and it's just shut down. Hit the like buttons, by the way. Make sure you are subscribing. But the full details on this are as followed. And I'm just, as I said, I'm just waiting for this to load up on the screen in front of me. But the full details are Man United reached a full agreement, a 5-year deal with a 1-year extension. The same for Mazraoui as well, a 5-year deal with a 1-year extension, just 15 million euros for that man. But as ever, look, we want to get your views, we want to get your opinions, we want to get your reactions to this breaking news that United have secured 2 additional defenders, ball-playing defenders. These guys have won trophies, these guys have been around, they've competed at the highest level. What will this do for Man United? How will this improve the team? And what I'm really grateful of, and me and KJ spoke about this in private just yesterday, I was really excited for these deals to get done, for these deals to get over the line, primarily because I just wanted them done. I just wanted them finished. I wanted Man United fans to stop moaning and crying. What are Ineos doing? Why are they not getting the deals done? Because we were negotiating prices down. We also see at the same time Aaron Wan-Bissaka join West Ham United. That is a done deal for around 15 million pounds. And what Man United have been fighting tirelessly for the last 48 hours is ensuring that, yes, we know we're going to lose some of that transfer fee because Ed Woodward and co. did these ridiculous deals where players that are going into their remaining years of their contract get a big percentage of the transfer fee. So we've been doing everything in our power to ensure we don't lose as much as that as we could possibly lose. So there's been a lot of work going on. Ineos are fighting the legacy problems and the legacy issues that have existed at this club, that will exist at this club for a long time after 11 years of malpractice. But this gives Man United more strength at the back, not just from a centre-back and full-back perspective, it does, but it's the ability to play out from the back. The lack of excuses now to not try and play more progressive football because we don't have the bodies. We are not going to be dropping straight away to the Victor Lindelofs of this world, to the, AWB, brilliant one-on-one defender, but in possession was always lacking. So I'm excited about this. It puts a bit more pressure on United to play better football, but surely that is what we want. You now look at the 4 summer signings: Mazraoui, De Ligt, Zirkzee, and of course, Yoro. I feel like we've fixed some holes in our back line. We've given ourselves far more quality on the ball. The next step is to move on to the midfield, look at the Ugartes, try and get those deals over the line as well. But overall, very, very happy indeed with this business by Manchester United. 1 or 2 more now. I don't really want any more than 6. I think you start then. It becomes very difficult to integrate everybody. A couple more deals now, a couple of more exits, and it will be a fairly, on paper, because you never know until balls are kicked, but on paper, it will appear to be a very successful first summer of this gargantuan rebuild by Ineos and co. Better technical footballers. We just now need to go and improve that midfield. And Jamie, I agree. Yes, 100%. Ugarte next, and I hope he is next on the list as well. I hope he does it well. 50 million plus 20 million equals 70 million, not 60. Now, it's a 60 million euro deal, my friend. There is add-ons that could potentially be added into this, but those add-ons will only happen if we're successful. So the base fee that we're... Excuse me. I was cleaning in here. It's a bit dusty. The base fee that we are paying is 60 million euros. I don't know where you're getting 50 plus 20 from there, my friend. This is it's 45 million for De Ligt, 15 million for Mazraoui. That together is 60 million euros. There could be a potential 10 million pounds more in add-ons, but that's only if they and or Man United achieve success. And that means winning major trophies and the like. So it is a £60 million initial fee, not inclusive of bonuses. It's 60. I don't know where you're getting 70 million from either way. That's even if you include the add-ons, you're £10 million over there, my friend. We need a left back, Terry. Well, look, Mazraoui can play at left back. He's done it a number of times in his career. We are also in talks, and I'm going to end up butchering the name again because I tried to say it the correct way. But there is the Turkish lad, and I think it is pronounced Kadulu. Kadulu, I think is how you pronounce it, something along those lines, that we're also talking to as well. But look, we have got lots of holes in this squad, Shane. I completely agree. But the idea of us filling all those holes in one summer was never going to happen. I feel that we've filled the holes at centre-back. We can now let Lindelof go, and you've got Lissandro, you'll have Yoro when he's back, you'll have De Ligt as the main three centre-backs, then you've got Maguire coming in as fourth choice and Johnny Evans as fifth choice. For me, really comfortable with that. Fullback-wise, I think with Harry Amas, I believe with Mazraoui, and I believe with Delo, we're in a good position in those areas. I agree next summer, maybe we look at the left back and try and go out for a much, much better quality, more experienced individual. I don't think we can do all of that in one summer because we need one, if not two midfield signings as well. And that's really, really important. Ugarte deal is off. This man is buffering. I don't know where you're getting bluffing. No, Ugarte deal is absolutely 110% still on. That deal could still happen. That still could get over the line. So yes, I'm not worried about that in any capacity whatsoever. I'm really, really not concerned at all. A few people we'll get on to later as well. Someone said, was this here? Oh, is he? Lissandro is playing at left back today. Yeah, well, fair enough. He's played there in his career before. You know, it's fine. Like, we don't really have the left backs, other left backs available. So I'm kind of happy to see that, if I'm honest with you. So yeah, let's just see it. It's still, you know, it's a game I want to win today. But yeah, very, very comfortable with him being there. Where is this coming from? I haven't seen anything. Well, go and check out. Plattenberg spoke about it yesterday. So, my friend, you've got to watch more of the content that we do. We always share the sources. Watch more Football Terrace content and you'll stay informed, my friend. You will stay informed. Terry, Man United are signing more players and my club is struggling to bring a striker and DM for Rodri. Yeah, I know you are struggling a little bit in that regard, but your team is so good. Your team is so stacked. Your team has such quality in it. I wouldn't necessarily worry if I was in your position, but that's just me. I wouldn't worry in your position. You may see it very, very differently as well. Let's have a look at some more of your comments here. Let's have a little look. I don't know why I'm getting interference in my ears. I don't know where that's coming from. Ugarte deal still on? Yeah, absolutely. Terry giving bullshit again. Oh, you think I'm lying? Go and check out Platinum. But I'm not going to go and put it up on the screen. I don't need to. A number of credible journalists have all said the conversation is still going on. I think Fabrizio has also said it. So again, it's not you can't just call things clickbait and bullshit because you don't like them. Just because you're a little bitch. In fact, I'm not even going to call you a bitch because female dogs do a very important job for this world, and that would be disrespectful to them, my friend. You're just weak, my friend. You're as weak as gnat's piss. Nav here says negative bridge would still be fuming. Even the deal is over the line. Oh, you mean Goldbridge? His channel is getting bad to worse. The takes are absolutely crazy. Well, I don't know what Mark said, my friend, but look, he's entitled to think what he does. I've said to everybody, look, do I think we've signed all these world-class players this summer? Do I think that we have created a squad that's capable of winning the Premier League? No, but I believe anybody that thought that was possible in the first summer is off their rocker. It's not Man United's fault that you're delusional. Now, I don't think Goldbridge is in that space. I've seen him praise work that we've done before. I'll take a look at what he said later, but all opinions and all points of view should be welcomed. We then, therefore, challenge them if we don't agree with them in a respectful way. We are paying £38 million of the Ligt. And this is why I know it's a good deal. And this is why I know it's a good deal. And this is why I'm happy. And I'll state this with absolute chest. Because they wanted 50 million for him. And this is why I'm so glad we didn't panic. This is why I'm so glad after the Euro injury, we didn't take the advice of the negative Nellies on Twitter. the negative Nelly's online. Oh, let's go get it done now. Let's go get it done quickly. Let's go get it now. We're in trouble. What? And then waste £12 million. Why would you want to waste £12 million? That £12 million could be better spent in so many other places. Contract renewals, additional. In fact, that £12 million is pretty much what's bought us Mazraoui. So come on now. People have got to wake up. They've got to smell the coffee, and they've got to understand the way this works. McAvea here said, Plattenberg said, been told that Man United and Paris Saint-Germain are still negotiating to find an agreement about a permanent deal for Manuel Ugarte. Absolutely. And by the way, I do think the trolls that said it's a lie know this. They're just gutted. And this is the thing. Man United have done good business in the past, but the culture at the club, the attitude at the club, the direction of the club could never nurture these players. We've seen so many great talents foul here. Every time we sign good players, you know when rival fans are a little triggered by it because they start to slag it off or they claim it's a lie. What we just, as Man United fans, need, because what nobody ever does is call out these players and say they're going to be bad, per se. Like when we signed Pogba, nobody was like, he's going to flop. They just said waste. They just sort of said, too much money, breaking the transfer market, United damaging football again. No one ever said he was going to flop. Now, I don't necessarily think he flopped per se. The media said that other players would flop, and then they didn't. But when it goes wrong, they go, see, I told you that player was bad. No, you didn't. You didn't say the player was bad. You said Man United's business was awful. We overpaid, but you rated the player. The changing of the tune is always so crazy. Terry, thoughts on Euro out for the rest of the year? Maradon, could you answer me a question first? Can you please? I'll answer it if you say, let me know now. Just remind me what football team you support. It's very relevant to this point. If you could just remind me, and then we'll put it up on the screen, please. Yes, AWB to West Ham is official. Absolutely buzzing about that happening. Absolutely buzzing indeed. Absolutely buzzing indeed that he's going there. It's helped move these deals on. Lindelof looks like he might go as well. Let's move a midfielder on, and then let's crack on from that position, because that's what we need to go and do, and that is what we need to go and get done. A comment here says, are we getting Ugarte and Fofana? At the moment, most of the links that are linking us to midfielders state one midfielder. Ugarte is the priority. I would love us to get two. I would absolutely love us to go out and get a couple of these players. I absolutely would. It would be brilliant. Maradon's come back and said Liverpool. Now, what I'm going to say to you, Maradon, I thought it was Liverpool. I want to Karen double check. So what I will say to you is, sounds like you're believing the story by asking me this question. That story is from The Sun. And as a Liverpool fan, I didn't think you would take anything they say seriously. So for me, I hope it isn't true. I pray it isn't true. I don't believe it's true when it's from The Sun. If it's confirmed, then I'll be gutted. But when you say thoughts on him being out, my thoughts are just gutted he's injured. There's been a lot of lame brains, a lot of delinquents, a lot of aliens from outer space, fake Man United fans and all sorts that have tried to blame a broken bone in the foot on the club, which is weird. So, yeah, my thoughts are, firstly, as a Liverpool fan, why are you spreading the Sun's newspaper's news? Second thought is I don't believe it. Third thought is I hope it isn't true. Full thought is, if it is true, I feel gutted for him, but it's nobody's fault. That's my four answers to that question. That's my question. So, yeah, that's my answer to it, my friend. I can't say any fairer than that. There we go. Yeah, the Here We Go's already out. Listen, Ornstein got this news out an hour ago, bro. No disrespect to Ornstein, and it's 15 million plus add-ons. And I'm not doing this including add-ons, because add-ons don't come until you're successful. We're not just adding on the add-ons for Man United and nobody else. KJ is going to join me on the show in a few minutes when he finishes his food. I can see him chewing backstage. So, yes, very, very happy with that indeed. Very, very happy. Terry, Moreno to Arsenal, 17 million, a bargain buy. Kingsley Coman coming in. Osimhen moves at the close of the transfer window. He might. Who's signing Kingsley Coman? Who's signing him, James? Please enlighten me, brother. Please enlighten me. Please enlighten me. Bayern Munich selling their best centre-back for only 45 million. That's euros as well, I add. Euros. Is bad business, but a good deal for United. And what I'm going to state as well, I only found this out the other day, is it's an absolute fallacy that Eric Dyer was starting regularly ahead of him. He started ahead of him twice in the second half of the season. And on a couple, so because of injury, and once because of suspension. This weird fallacy that was suddenly dropped for Eric Dyer, dead in the water. KJ's coming back on with this. I'll take another bite of his food now. He finished it. I was like, and then I started talking about, okay, get him on. He's eating again. Like, we'll let him finish. Hey, Terry, I'm in Uganda, but when I try to validate my telephone number, I get a message saying it's blocked. I have no idea, bro. You have to speak to whoever your service provider is. Terry, would United might go for how do you actually pronounce his name? Is it Hermoso? Yeah, listen, I spoke to a journalist about that yesterday, and he said there's a potential of it happening. The journalist who broke the story, he said, but it isn't like finalized as of yet. KJ's coming on to give us his thoughts. 2 done deals over the line. Talk to me, brother.
I'm happy with this, man. I'm happy with this. I was taking the approach of not being negative in terms of Ineos are crap and they're not going to sign anyone else. Like nothing's happening. I was more of, you know what, yeah? The rebuild of this club is hard. It's not easy because the Glazers put some in some mad position that we have to be in this position in the first place, right? So if we end up not selling or buying anyone for the rest of the summer because it was that difficult, I'd be like, you know what, it is what it is. Those are the cards we dealt with and move forward. But the fact that we've gotten a compromise with Wan-Bissaka to get him out of the club, to let him go to move to West Ham, and we've moved swiftly on Matthijs De Ligt and Mazraoui, it's just good things. And this is why I'm trying to tell people, let Ineos have time. We've got loads of Man United fans complaining, moaning, getting on Ineos's back after a month, like not even a month, of everyone who we need to be there being in charge. Barada started in mid-July. Ashworth started at the start of July. Walcott started towards the end of last season. We have not had those, and then Vivell just come in as well. So we've not had all 4 of those guys for a month yet. We've got 5 days out before you can say a month we've had them there. So you expect Man United to be fixed. All of our transfer issues, all of our financial problems, all fixed within 3.5 weeks. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's actually ridiculous when you sound it out logically. So I'm happy that we have gone about the business that we have. Mazraoui, very talented player. Obviously, we know he's technically good on the ball. Question marks over his defending. Question marks over his injury record. But hopefully, this gives Ten Hag an option to rotate with De Ligt. Gives an option to rotate with Shaw and Malacia when he comes back. You know what I'm saying? De Ligt. You know what? There's been big question marks over him, but the fact we've got him for what? How much we getting for? 40-something million pounds potentially.
38 million pounds.
38 million pounds
is the base. It could go up by another. It could go up to like 41 million pounds with add-ons.
Yeah. 38 million pounds as a base fee. A player that is clearly talented because you don't sign for Juve and Bayern back to back if you're not talented. And the best De Ligt we've seen is under the manager we come and have with Ten Hag. So these are good signings. And Ineos has played it how we needed to. We need to make sure that we get things in a row. So talk to the players, get that sorted. Keep communicating with Bayern until you're ready to strike. And then focus on getting the players out we need to get out. So good signing. Hopefully this shows up our defense now, especially with Yara out for up to like at least 3 months. Hopefully a bit quick. Hopefully that's all that it is. And we can look forward as a football club to a game as well. Like we've obviously got Community Shield in like half an hour. The news broke out in just before the game. So even if we don't win the Community Shield, which I think many fans of both teams don't really care, we've got good news to keep us going for the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, that's probably the only element of this news that's annoying is it's come just before games bloody kicks off. But aside from that, it's I'm happy with it, as I say. And look, me and you have both been very, very, very forthright in our views on United and the fact that it's going to take time to fix this. It's going to take time to make this better. It's going to take 2 to 3 years minimum for us to even think about catching the big boys across the UK and Europe, because there's so much to undo and fix. But I think so far, you look at the 4 players that we've purchased, so sad that Yoro's out, but those freak injuries and breaks happen every now and then. But we've brought in 4 players who are all technically proficient on the ball. And that's the one element that tells, and we've seen in pre-season some attempts to change the way we play football. So I hope those attempts continue. I hope we see some of that today against Manchester City. We integrate these 2 players who have been in full pre-season training. So that Mazraoui's been playing games. So hopefully they'll be available for the start of the Premier League next Friday. And then we can put all our eggs this week into the basket of Ugarte, get that done. That's 5 signings over the line. And then fingers crossed, once that's done, maybe, just maybe, it gives us 2 weeks left of the window where if we can get rid of a player or 2, maybe there is a sprinkling of stardust that comes in, because there are talks of the likes of Frankie de Jong. There have been talks, and Zubimendi's going to go to Liverpool now, of the Fofanas. So these 2 are done now. Let's go and get Ugarte over the line, that real defensive spine for us to sit next to Kobe, and then who knows for the remainder of the window. And then it would be, for me, on paper, and it's always on paper until you see him kick a ball, a very, very good first summer for this rebuild. Canadian Cam joins us as well on the show. Yes, brother, talk to me.
Bro.
I've had my hiatus. Yeah, it's summer, baby, house flooding, a whole bunch of shit. Yeah, dude, my whole, I haven't been in my house for 3 weeks, but that's the whole, we can talk about that after. I've been waiting to do Ineos prop all summer. I have been, from day one, I told everybody they're going to come in and change everything. Sir Jim, the first move he did, and I want to take it back a little bit. A lot of people don't remember this. There's a little interview he did. It was him with, I can't remember who, but he was sitting on a chair across from somebody on a big stage. He was asked about the Glazers. He said, the Glazers are nice people. Every United fan went crazy. What is he doing? Sucking up to the Glazers, this and that. Well, you tried to buy Chelsea. He's like, well, United's not for sale. He is being polite. He was being gracious. He was doing what he should have done with billionaires, just being like, I'm just going to be chill. I'm going to be cool. I'm not going to do what everybody with Qatar was talking about when they're coming at him with PR saying we're the worst and they're going to change everything for the good. This man sat, played his cards right, and then swooped in. He you get more bees with honey, right? Isn't that the saying or whatever it is, or something? Well, either way, the man played his cards perfectly, then came in and did everything so far that he said he's going to do. Everything. When I'm not going to go too much over you guys saying it's going to take years to fix it, because we all agree on that. That's anybody's dumb. But look at things like people talking about the stadium, blah, blah. He's already looked into building a stadium similar to SoFi. SoFi took about 5 years to get built. And the fact that he's already explored it and put it out there that's the stadium he's looking to try and build, one of the greatest stadiums in the world, just in a place that nobody likes sports. That's amazing. For me, that's like that's the biggest thing for me, has always been that. But now let's talk about the transfers. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we know it's not 15 million because we're gonna have to pay some of that off. But net spend, people out there, well, we just sold Aaron Wan-Bissaka for 50 million pounds. So great. Yeah. But we know it's not that, but still great deal. He sat, played his cards right, got in 2 players that we desperately needed. I'm so excited to get De Ligt and Mazraoui. And Mazraoui is one of those players that I bought in FIFA about 4 years ago and played for my United team. So, it's nice to see him on the team. I think he's going to play pretty much left back. I don't think he's going to touch the right side, because I just don't think our left back's going to play. Unfortunately, it does suck. I think for the midfield, I'm starting to think we might get to. I know it's one, but I'm starting to think we might get to. And the reason being is, if we stayed quiet on the Aaron Wan-Bissaka thing, it was told to be dead, right? We got the reports he wasn't going to come, and then all of a sudden it worked out. Scott McTominay goes, I don't think we just bring in one. I think we have to bring in two. So I think the Sanderberg and Ugarte could happen. Personally, I would prefer us not buy Sanderberg and just buy Ugarte and be weak in the midfield and figure it out next year. That's where I'm at. But yeah, man, I'm super pumped, and I just wanted to come in and say also, Terry, you're a great friend because you've been defending KJ when you shouldn't. You shouldn't sometimes. Yeah, KJ. So he's been saying, you know, you've been calm and you haven't been getting stressed at all, and he's not in the United Gang group. No, don't do it, because we got you were losing faith a bit. It was calm.
No. Nowhere does Cam, you're selling a distrust say. Now you can say I've said. Oh, I maybe worried, but I never was losing faith because I always said, you know what, but this will take time, and these guys, I'll give them the time that they need.
I've never said, you were resigned. You were resigned to us not. You're like, guys, I don't think we're gonna sign any new players.
No. I actually, again, I don't even pull up the text. I said there is a world where we could not sign anyone, and I said I'm okay with it. How is that saying I'm losing faith?
KJ, you've done me. You broke my heart. You have broke my heart, KJ.
Even say KJ when someone says, "Listen, there's a world where bruh, you were losing."
Yeah, but again, but
this happens every year too. You get to the point where you're like, I'm not feeling, and then bam, something happens and turns your life around, and you were losing faith a bit.
No. To me, losing faith is Ineos are rubbish, and these guys are not going to do anything. I've never said anything like that.
Those are for like people who are like over the top and everything. You're not that over the top, dude. Your style of losing faith is that seed of doubt. But you went from being like, I think it's going to work out, we're going to be good, to it might not this summer, you know?
Yeah, but the thing is, I was saying it's not because of Ineos. I'm saying because of the position the Glazers put us in.
Oh, I'm not saying let's be clear. I'm not saying you were losing faith in Ineos. You were losing faith that things might actually turn out well for us in the summer transfer window. You were, which is a bit kind of losing faith in Ineos getting things done.
But where I was still, I'm not in that group chat to be fair, but where I would defend KJ, because we've spoken about that, he has put that across to me as well, that I don't know if this summer's going to be good. But he's echoed his reasoning is because it's so hard to fix these problems that the Glazers created. So when I defended him yesterday, it was more people saying like KJ's turning on Ineos already. And I think that's what's, I've not been very happy.
It's more...
No, I agree. And I've not been very happy with a lot of United fans online who I have felt have already started to turn on them a little bit for absolutely no reason. I found we get enough crap and lies from the media and rivals. We just don't need. It's like I only saw it because KJ sent it to me, to be fair. I was out with the kids earlier on today. I didn't even see the Here We Go. But the amount of Man United fans attacking Rasmus for sorting out the acne on his face. It's like, why are we doing shit to our own players? Leave man alone. It doesn't make sense to be attacking your own all the time. I told you the other day, KJ, on the shows, I mean it. I think some people do it so they get backlash, because it gives them a sexual release. I think it's a sexual release for a lot of men now, is they put out the negativity because they know they're going to get shit back for it. And I think they sit there with their special sock in the basement, loving it. They must do. It has to be a sexual release thing now because it makes no sense. But there we go. Look, I'm going to get ready for the build-up of this game. We're live after Man United versus Manchester City, so make sure you're back with us, tuning in live then. But congratulations to Man United for signing De Ligt and Mazraoui, and well done as well to West Ham for getting the deal done for AWB. He will be a good player for you. I'm absolutely sure. And they're cooking a nice little team now. They really, really are. Listen, everyone, until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And we'll see you all again very, very soon. Peace.